Matthew, just could you kind of take us through your thought process with both of these trades over the last 48 hours?
Well, it's been a while. We've been looking at helping our decor, and honestly, all the guys that came up played really well. It's not us thinking they can't do the job. It's just us bringing more experience and for Carson Soucy on a big presence, can kill penalties. He's got experience in the NHL. He's a player that can play physical, and you see this year in New York, he actually played pretty well for the Rangers. Plus, I think he's one of the few Ds in the pluses over there. So again, we're bringing some experience in the NHL to help us. And for me, I want to reward the players for putting us in this position to get to the playoffs. And I felt like without being crazy moves, these are two players that will help us as we push towards the playoff. And Andre Palat, obviously, have a history with him. Fortunately for us, we have a lot of cap space this year. Well, unfortunately, because it's 3 LTI, but next year we have plenty of cap space. I was able to get those assets to take on Pally, and at the same time, we're getting a player that played 155 playoff games. And if you look at his stats in the playoffs, his points per game, goals per game, everything, it's higher than the regular season. Even the 2 years with the Devils that they made the playoffs, to me, he was one of their better players in the playoffs. So we bring that winning pedigree, that just a guy that plays the right way, that defends well. Like we've been talking about, we want to be a bit better defensively as we move forward. Yeah, we want to score more goals, but you're not getting a top goal scorer easily like that at this time of year. So we're bringing two guys that defend extremely well. And again, experience. And in the case of Palat, like he's won 2 Stanley Cups, he's won a Calder Cup, he's won the World Championship with Czechia 2 years ago. He's been to Olympics in 2014. I guess we got a second Olympian this year. He's going to Olympics again. So that experience is very valuable.
Were you already down the road with Palat when you made the trade for Soucy, and did it make you more comfortable giving up a third-round pick knowing that you could essentially
down the road, yeah. I mean, we were moving pretty well on it. I mean, it was, I would say that's a fair assessment. We were down the road, but I think both trades, yes, I'm getting my third back with Palat, but at the end of the day, even if I don't do the Palat trade, I'm comfortable giving a third for Carson Soucy because he's going to help us. Like at one point, you got to give something to get a player, and he's an established NHL player. Again, like I said, he's a big presence. Those PK minutes, they're going to help us and maybe relieve some minutes from other players that, play a lot of minutes. So you're correct that, yes, it was going along. It makes it like, when you look at it at the end of the day, I got the third back. But I still would have done the other trade even if the Palat trade didn't go through.
Why now? The trade deadline's March 6th. Why did you feel like before the Olympic break, before this strenuous run of games here, why was this the time to pull the trigger?
Timing, sometimes it's like it takes two to tango, right? You might want to do it when the other team doesn't want to do it. And at the end of the day, why wait till the deadline when we have important games against our division? Since the new year, we're playing just around 500, so I don't want to, and we're playing all divisional games. It's ironic that Carson's first 2 games will be against the Rangers, but I wanted to push our team out to show our players that, hey, I want to make the playoffs, and I want to reward them for where they put where the team is at this stage of the season. So we decided to do it now, and part of me too, I like it because it gives us a few games. It gives them the Olympic break to get the guys to settle in. I've seen it where I was before. You get players, they come in, you never practice, you play a game every second night. So now we'll have 8-9 days of practice during the Olympic break before the final stretch. So the guys will be here, their families. I mean, luckily for them, they're not moving too far. So get the family settled, get them, practice time with our guys, hang out with our guys. Obviously, Pally will be at the Olympics, but again, I think that was a timing. And I was talking with the team and I said, what would it take to take this guy? And they told me, and I said, all right, I'm going to pay it. So took a page out of Julian Brisebois' book, I guess.
You talked about the salary cap. Does this, I'm assuming this does not preclude any further moves before March 6th?
We still have, every day I'm trying to improve the team, whether it's hiring staff like we did with Sienna at the beginning of the year, whether it's skilled coaches, whatever. So every day I'm trying to improve the team, whether it's through staff, through personnel, through players. So I'm on the phone every day. as you guys see when we're on the road. So we still have cap space. If the right deal, like I'm not going to make, like even those deals, I'm not making deals just to make deals. I'm making deals because I think I'm improving the team, which I am. I think we're a better team today than we were yesterday, with those two players. So if something else comes up that I can improve the team, I'll look at it. And yes, I still have some cap flexibility. I still have a lot of cap flexibility for next season if it's a deal that, goes beyond this season. So, we were disciplined, I think, with the use of our cap space, and enables us to do the trade, like the Palat trade.
Is moving a first-round pick on the table between now and the deadline?
If the right deal comes along, absolutely. Like again, nothing's on the table if I can improve the team. It doesn't mean I'm going to move a first-round pick by any means, but if something makes sense, I got two this summer. I'm not afraid to move one if it makes sense. But I won't move one just to get a name that, it sounds exciting, but it doesn't quite fit, just to do it. But if the right deal comes along and the price is, whatever deal you feel is right, there's a price to pay. If I feel that the deal is right for a first-round pick, I'll do it.
I know you let Waugh coach the team, but how important is this to stabilizing the lineup, maybe consistent lines going forward now rather than mixing and matching?
Well, today's NHL, you look most teams, like lines change all the time because you have injuries, and sometimes instead of sticking with, let's say you're struggling as a team, a lot of times, and where I was before, you've seen it, you switch the line and you bring them back together at one point. Sometimes it's just by breaking the grind of every day. It gets people not excited, but on their toes because you're changing the lines. So if we can find matchups and not have injuries that we can, at the beginning of the year, we were pretty consistent with our lines, and then we ended up getting injuries. So you're trying to find solutions, and we were playing okay lately without playing great. So let's find solutions. So I like that he's active. I love that at the end of games, he never quits on games. You're down by 3, by 4, he's going to pull the goalie, and he's looking for solutions. So I love having an active coach that's, instead of sitting back and hoping, hope is not a strategy. So instead of hoping things come together, he's taking action to change things.
Are you expecting to have Pulock back shortly?
Yeah, we hope so. There's a chance for tonight. We'll see after morning skate, but we don't expect him to be out too long. Like you see, he's out there this morning, and we'll find out after morning skate if he can go tonight.
What about Richie? An update on Richie?
Richie's day-to-day, just got a little tweak. Lower body, and he's day-to-day. There's nothing serious, and he's not playing tonight, but we'll see how long it goes. Honestly, I can't tell you if it's going to be 1 day or 1 week, but it's nothing major.
You mentioned your connection to Palat. What can you tell us about his character?
Palat is actually he's a low-maintenance guy. Like, you can ask any coach, Palat is who am I playing with tonight? Fine, I'm playing with them. So he doesn't worry about who he's playing with. He's a competitor. He's an awesome person, awesome teammate. And I didn't make the trade because I love him so much because we had him in Tampa, because I think he can help us. Does it help because I know him more than other players? Of course, because I know his character and I know these things. But he's not the vocal guy that's going to scream and jump. But he's a real pro. He's got great leadership. He competes every game. Even when things were tougher for him in New Jersey, when his minutes went down, I was watching the games. I'm like, he competes. And sometimes veteran guys like that, when things don't go well, they can drag their feet a bit and be like, oh, poor me. Whether he was playing 18 minutes or 7 minutes, he was competing the same way. And that shows me that his mindset's in the right spot.
When did you start discussions with New Jersey and New York? How long has this been in the works?
Long in the work, I don't know. You always talk. You talk to every GM. Sometimes it's just you plant a seed, and obviously things intensified in the last couple of weeks with both teams. But again, it takes two to tango, right? So all year we're on the phone. Every GM's talking to every GM, and hey, what are you going to do? What are you looking to do? What am I looking to do? And then sometimes it accelerates. It takes 2 days. Sometimes it takes longer. So to say when exactly it started, I couldn't tell you because we chat all the time. So.
At the end of the day, why do you think?
What did you think of Patrick benching that line of Anders, Matt, and Anthony on Saturday? And just how important is this message of accountability?
Well, the accountability is important for everyone. I mean, where I came from, the top scorer of the team has been sometimes gets benched once a year almost. And it's not because you're mad at them. It's just there's accountability. And I thought Duclair and Barzal probably had their best game of the year against Philly. Not only because people think the best game is because it's a spectacular and fancy, beautiful goal and all that, is how they manage the puck, how they back checked, how, when there's no plays, they put it behind the net, keep the play alive instead of trying to make something out of nothing. So the guys, I give them credit, both of them responded extremely well. But sometimes you have to do what has to be done, and I think the guys all know that it doesn't matter who you are, you have to be held accountable. But I commend the two players. They came to us after the game and they owned up to it, and we told them we'll just have to show up next game, and they really showed up in Philly. I thought they had an outstanding game in Philly.
At the end of the day, what do you think Sippy never really found that consistency the organization was hoping for when he was brought over from the cave?
Well, I don't know. Listen, sometimes those things are tough to explain. We gave him opportunities. Maybe his confidence was down. One thing I'll say, though, is, and I told him last time when I called him, what I really, really respect of him, there's a tough situations, don't play. His attitude was outstanding the whole time, honestly. And I'm not saying that just I truly mean it. When I called him last night and I told him he was getting traded, and I said, Tippy, I really respect, because it's a tough situation for you. It just, the matchups didn't click. He had tougher games, and we're in the business of winning games. So we had extra players, so we could afford to decide to play other players in his position. So, but again, his attitude was great the whole time. He wasn't happy, of course, and as he shouldn't, but never affected. He was smiling in the room, and even with the coaches, with me. So, again, we had the luxury of having extra players, and he was struggling. So, we're in the business of winning hockey games. So we felt those nights the best lineups didn't include him.